Hey, welcome to Diaries of Badass Bosses, the podcast series that takes a deep dive into the journeys of entrepreneurs and businesses who are shaking things up in their industry. I'm Penny.
And I'm Tigz. And in this series, we'll explore the stories of people who have defied the odds, taken risks, and forged their own paths to success. We'll hear from founders who have turned their ideas into thriving businesses, as well as CEOs who have transformed their organizations and taken them to new heights.
So exciting. We're going to talk about what it means to be a badass boss, including the challenges, the rewards, and the importance of resilience and adaptability. We're going to hear their stories, insights, advice for anyone looking to make their mark in the world of business, no matter what size.
Want a weekly dose of badass boss energy? Join us every Wednesday on all major podcasting platforms.
See you there. Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of Diaries of Badass Bosses. Thanks for joining us. I'm actually really excited. I think we say this about every guest, but
we do.
It's a little bit special. We're going to introduce our lovely guest in a moment. But because of our lovely guest, I'm actually going to talk about Reels video because as we've mentioned previously in an earlier episode, finally got my ass up and into video. And I just wanted to kind of speak about what is it that actually makes something viral, because I cannot understand it. Because honestly, I've created a few videos now with the lovely help of Connor.
Yeah.
And ones that I thought would be brilliant, and I thought, oh, this is such a good idea, literally get like a few views.
Yeah.
But then one that we literally threw together lastminute.com, I went viral this week.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, not just on TikTok, but also on Instagram.
Oh, really? Both?
Yeah. So I've now in the
Congratulations.
15.4k views on a video within 24 hours. My phone was blowing up.
Oh, you just turn those notifications off.
I kind of liked it though, because I came a bit obsessed. That was the only problem, because then I couldn't stop looking at my phone. Like, oh my God, someone else looked at it. Oh.
I posted up one of mine that I thought was going to be an absolute killer.
And it was amazing.
And it flopped quite hard on TikTok. But it's doing really well on Instagram. So, I don't know. I find that though, sometimes some things do well on one platform and not the other. Or, I don't know. I wish I had the answer, because I would have millions of followers by now.
Well, maybe our wonderful guest might have the answer to this. I am delighted that today we are going to not only interview but interrogate our wonderful and epic producer, Connor Wells.
Hello there.
Are you scared?
No, I've been on one podcast before. That came through YouTube. Some very random German guy, very friendly. The Business Entrepreneurs podcast, it was called.
Nice.
Catchy name, love it. But that was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the difference with this one is that we've been a bit naughty.
Nice. Love it.
And we've got a few surprises up our sleeves.
Definitely isn't alcohol.
You might need it, folks. So before we kick into interrogating our wonderful Connor Wells, I'm just going to give you a little short bio just to let you know everything about him, okay? There's many strings to this man's bow.
Absolutely.
So apart from being our epic podcast producer, Connor Wells is a commercial and lifestyle photographer, videographer, podcast producer, and video editor based in Hitchin.
Yep.
You are my neighbour.
Love Hitchin.
Throughout the past 6 years, he's been lucky enough to find a real passion for photography and media, and to be able to explore this daily, working with an impressive list of companies and brands, including Modball Rally, Joel Dommett, Riverside FM, and Audio Technical, to name a few. Connor also posts weekly videos on YouTube to help other photographer and creatives live in that creative life. So, how are you?
I'm not bad. We've had a busy day. It's been good.
Yeah?
Pods for days.
Absolutely. So this is actually our third one of the day, isn't it? So
It
you've
is.
been busy behind the scenes, throwing in the odd comment.
Live editing, making sure you all sound lovely. I'm editing this one the old-fashioned way today, so...
Love it. But we've finally got you in front of the camera because you wanted everyone to know what you look
had me
like.
on voice, but we don't have another camera yet, so I'm literally just sort of sat off camera over there with my little microphone and my audio set up on screen. But now you can see my disappointing face.
Not at all.
To be fair, you're normally sat directly behind our camera, so if you
That's
ever
true,
see
yeah.
us suddenly pull a funny face, it's because
Yeah.
you're doing something stupid behind.
Yeah.
Making us laugh. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you are super diverse, aren't you? I mean, there's not many that can do as many things that you do. Working in everything from photography and videography to drone flying
Yeah, that's
and
always fun.
podcast production. So which actually came first?
Photography came first. Then I moved into video. And then, because I listened to a lot of podcasts, I just basically bought this entire kit and just thought, I'll start my own, see what happens. And then I started using it for other people's podcasts, and now podcasts are more popular than ever.
Yeah. Because you have your own podcast.
I do,
Feel free
yeah.
to give it a shout
Which
out.
you were on.
I was,
Which you were on, the Creative Caffeine podcast. Me and my co-host Ben. Yeah, we just chat. We try weekly, but we've been very busy with shoots. But we try and chat to videographers, photographers, and directors, writers, and editors. Yeah.
Nice. And do you have a favourite medium you like to work in?
At the moment, it is podcasts, just because there's so much variety with them. Lots of people are starting them, which is nice. It's giving people, that sort of feeling of authority. They can, share their brand message. And I probably listen to about 7 or 8 different types of podcasts a week. So at the moment, yeah, that's from like true crime, tech, entrepreneurship and business, finance to you guys.
I mean, yeah, no pressure, but we are your favourite, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna like this year's Spotify Wrapped. It's gonna be you at the top. It's gonna be first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Yeah, the whole Spotify Wrapped this year is just gonna be pink.
Love that.
So do you have a background in anything creative, or are you self-taught?
Yeah, so most of it was self-taught. So during school, I did music for one lesson and then quit because I didn't like the teacher and the teaching thing. It was all sight reading. So I would learn guitar from home. I'd learn to play bass at home. Same with photography. I've never done it at uni. I've never done it at college. I dropped out of college in the second year because I didn't want to go to uni, and just learned everything either through effing up or learn through fucking up, or just through YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is a great place to learn.
YouTube's the best. People like Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, just learned everything I could from them.
Yeah, I wish YouTube had been around a bit earlier, because I think YouTube launched in my first or second year of uni.
2006, yeah.
Yeah, first year then. And there's so much information on there for free now.
Yeah.
And because a lot of although I did art as a background, Photoshop was so hard to get that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if that had been around, I'd have been
Game changer.
Absolutely. But you're very generous with your industry knowledge as well. So speaking of YouTube, you have a channel where you create a lot of free video content, as well as sort of TikToks and Instagram Reels, where you talk about your equipment, software, and working practices. So you're making the industry more accessible to others. What inspired you to do this?
Probably because I didn't have a teacher myself. Probably because I didn't like school. I didn't behave in school really, and also I just didn't like the whole education system, and knowing that if I go into uni and stuff like that for photography, I'd probably fall out of love with it. So that's why I took the approach of learning things myself. And because social media everyone's on it, it's so accessible. If I just make short little 30-second videos just teaching something that I know, or something that I think is quite interesting, like something I made about the other day. I did a video about AI transcriptions, where you can upload your whole podcast and a website will transcribe it and you can select bits of text. And I thought, that's really cool. I'll make a video about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe, but you were naughty in school.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's part of my autism. I have very, very tunnel vision. Music or cooking, I'll be fine. I'll be front of the class. Maths, I'll be half asleep, or would just not clock in. I'd not zone in.
If it doesn't entice the brain, it's a non-starter.
If it doesn't intrigue me, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Do you find, talking about sort of autism, since you brought it up, do you find that you are able to use it to your advantage in the creative sense?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be as creative or doing what I do now if it wasn't for autism. I think of it as sort of like my superpower. Mm-hmm. Like my wife, I love her so much. She needs her sleep. She loves her sleep. The weekend comes, she can have that daytime nap, and it's the best thing ever for her. I can perfectly function on about 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and I think that is solely due to autism. I can function perfectly throughout the day. Granted, caffeine might help a little bit, but that's sort of my superpower, like just full creative flow. It's like flow state, yeah.
So talk geek with me.
I'm really excited.
Here we go.
This is our little nerd out. This is our nerd out.
After we've done the golf one the other day, it's my turn to geek out. What is your favourite piece of kit right now? What are you loving?
Oh, I do love my drone, just because it just adds like a whole nother production level to things. Like because I'll make like BTS reels, or I'll make a video. I'll just set up my camera on my phone when I'm doing a photo shoot if I'm out and about, and I'll just leave it on the corner in a tripod. But if I'm doing something outside, and I just whack up my drone and just let it follow us, and it's just like a whole nother angle. You can get so many different shots.
Because you've got the DJI Mini 3, haven't you? So you're using the follow function a lot on it.
I love it, yeah.
I'm so tempted to upgrade for it.
It's amazing, because you don't have to if anyone's listening, register your drone. Don't be silly. Don't fly where you shouldn't. But this drone, it just sort of allows you to, you've got no restrictions really, other than like airports, military bases, all the usual places. And it's just so easy to use. Like, people with drones, they think, oh, I'm going to crash. They're really actually very hard to crash. Yeah.
Unless it's super windy.
Unless it's windy and a tree just comes out of nowhere, then they're really hard to crash.
Because those trees, they move real fast.
Yeah, honestly, like my first drone, when I did crash it, I had a big, massive Phantom 4, big white thing. It didn't have like the obstacle avoidance and stuff on it. And I was flying, and then I couldn't see it. I was very young at this point, and I just heard a crunch, and I just thought, put that tree in my way. It's just like, man. It survived, but they're really actually hard to crash.
Yeah. I was really nervous about getting mine, actually, because I'm like, driving a car sometimes for me is enough of a challenge. It's like I can't do airspace. But yeah, actually, they set themselves up into the air, they bring themselves down. The only problem I've ever come across is like trying to land it in like thick grass. Yeah,
that's when it chops the grass. You've got a lawnmower. Although, speaking of cars and drones, you should try flying a drone and driving a car at the same time. That was quite fun.
Don't advise that at home, people.
Do not try this.
That's always quite fun. Don't try it at home.
You were definitely in the passenger seat.
Definitely in the passenger seat.
So talk us through a day in the life of you. What does an average day look like?
So I'm not typically a morning person, like most creatives. We're night owls. Yeah, so I usually wake up around 7, take Doggo for a walk.
You said you were not a morning person. 7 o'clock is a morning person.
Hear me out. Get up around 7.
It's going back to bed.
Yeah, go back to bed. Go back to bed for an hour or so.
Just let the dog out, then I'm back in bed.
Go back to bed for like an hour or so, and then get up around sort of 8, half 8 maybe, breakfast, and then usually in my office around 9, and then it really depends what I've got on during that week. So it might be I've got a shoot that day and I need to go pick up my equipment. It might be like a full-on editing day where somebody's sent me their vlog footage and they want a vlog like in a couple of days to go up, so I edit that. Or I'm just batch shooting my Instagram reels and TikToks and YouTube videos.
I mean, you need to get the drone to learn how to walk your dog for you in the morning so you can stay in bed.
That would be great. Tie the dog lead to the drone. As long as it doesn't go too high, it should be fine. Just see my little pug floating. That would be quite fun.
So what would you say is like the biggest challenge that you're facing in the industry right now?
Probably, I mean, it's a controversial topic. I love it, but AI. AI is an interesting thing. The thing with AI and photos and photo manipulation and stuff, like I think in about 5-10 years, photographers and videographers, it could be an interesting space for us, because there's like AI programs that will just edit your entire video for you, and I'm like, okay. Yeah,
I think it'll be interesting to see how stock does as well, because I wonder if stock photography will still have as much of a place.
Yeah, because you can just type it in. What's the website? Not Descript, Unreal Engine, was it? There's some AI program where you can just generate images, like that one that went viral a few weeks ago of the Pope wearing like this big puffer jacket. Everyone thought it was real, but it was AI. And then there's obviously...
Oh, is that Da Vinci?
No, not Da Vinci. That's
not
for like
Midjourney.
editing. Midjourney, that's the one. Yeah, Midjourney. And it's just confusing so many people. like with what's real and what's not. There's people that I think are using AI really well, like deepfake Tom Cruise. He's fantastic. He's got the approval from Tom Cruise because they've been in communication, and I think things like that, it's great use of AI. But I think you're either going to be replaced by AI or replaced by someone using AI. And I've started to use AI in my business when it comes to short bits of editing, caption writing, and idea generation, like with ChatGPT and stuff. So if I need like podcast questions or YouTube video ideas, or even like the basic outlines of a YouTube script, I'll go onto ChatGPT. Obviously, it's not going to be as correct as it is like if you've watched the video where Casey Neistat asked ChatGPT to make a vlog in the style of Casey Neistat. It didn't work out very well. So it doesn't have that full creativity, but it'll get there, I think.
Do you think it's like the next generation of when digital cameras came out versus film? Like, it's got that vibe, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like when people... what was it? There was an interview with Bill Gates, and he was talking about the internet or something, and they said, no, it's just a fad. No one's going to use that. Like, that age might milk.
Little did they know.
Now we all have smartphones.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an incredibly busy human being.
Yeah.
We know that, trying to book you in. But how is it that you do manage that workload?
It's a mission. It's a challenge. It's a mission. But yeah, I'm now in the position now, because I've been full-time for nearly 3 years. Wow. So I'm now in the position. Thank you. It's been a good journey. I'm now in the position where I can sort of pick and choose which days I want, or, you know, which people I want to work with. You know, I can now just be like, I'm not bringing my laptop with me on the weekend. I'm not, you know, 2 years ago or so, I'd bring my laptop on holiday with me just because I'm like, I'm not getting paid whilst I'm away, but now I am. So yeah, it's getting more manageable now, which is good.
And what do you love the most about your job and your business?
Just creating cool stuff for cool people and cool businesses.
Nice.
Yeah, just...
He thinks we're cool.
Yeah, you are. You're the coolest.
God, I'm cool.
Yeah. Like one of the top 50 podcasts.
I know.
God,
we found that out
yes.
today. Very exciting on FeedSpot. So,
And we've got an internet sensation with your viral reels. And also, to answer that intro, I don't know what goes viral and what is the reason for something going viral.
Yeah.
Because we've had that conversation off camera, and I've said before, I've had reels that I've recorded and they've been sat in my drafts, captions wrote, thumbnail done, all ready to go in Instagram or TikTok. And it's always that one that I don't want to post. And I'm just like, oh, I'll just save that until I run out. And then I ran out. And then I'll just be like, I'm not feeling it, but I'll post it. And then it just gets like 50,000 views, 100,000 views or something. And I'm like, God, why that one?
I've
It's
got one
so
of them.
confusing.
Maybe that's what I need to post later.
Yeah. Just wait till the last minute, and then you'll be like, there, that's the one. It's so annoying.
I mean, what about clients as well? You did mention it in terms of now that you're in a position, you're doing a lot more work, you know, that you can be a bit picky. Are there any red flags?
Yeah, I've got loads of red flags. I love a good red flag. I've done like a 3-part video series on YouTube about it. Like one of my most popular TikToks is client red flags, or what not to say to a photographer or something. Yeah, I think my biggest one, and again, it depends on your relationship with the person, but if you've just got like a new client and they're messaging you at like 11 p.m. at night or after you've clocked out, yeah, just lack of respect for time, I think, is just my biggest bugbear, whether it's lack of respect for yours or just in general, really, whether it's like turning up late to shoots, cancelling last minute, messaging at godly hours of the evening. Granted, I might be up, probably am, but it's just like,
I will admit that sometimes you both know I'm such a night owl that I do send messages late at night, but it always starts with non-urgent for tomorrow.
Exactly.
I do not read this.
Yeah. Again, I think it just it depends on your relationship with the client. If like we're say like you guys were friends before anything, I'm cool with that. But if it's just somebody that is sort of really strictly business and you don't have that friendly sort of relationship with them, and they're like, at this minute, cut this, change this, upload this now. Like, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Can wait till the morning, or it can wait till Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing is that important.
Nothing's that important, no. Except coffee.
You to, I swear, run on caffeine.
Yeah.
Like, I think you drink my share.
Actually, good segue. Nothing's more important except following this podcast.
I love it. Get us up from the top 50 into the top 10.
Yeah.
So you often talk about setting boundaries, as we have obviously just discussed. What are some of your favourites that you set for your own business?
Again, learning to say no. With autism, I definitely say yes to sort of like everything, and I'm sort of training myself to be less like that. But yeah, just saying no, and definitely trying to consume less than how do I phrase it? Consume less and create more. So I'm trying to like limiting my boundaries on social media, whether it's like doom scrolling or TikTok or just binge watching YouTube. I'm trying to like create more than I consume, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. I can get stuck in a good TikTok scroll for a while.
I'll doom scroll into early hours of the morning. I'm like, I'll set like a video to export and I'll just be like, cool, I'll have a little doom scroll. The video exported an hour ago and I'm still doom scrolling on TikTok. I'm like, cat videos or something.
I mean, this is the problem. Mine's not doom scrolling because I perfected my feed, so it's actual joy scrolling. And it's just like, it's that full-on dopamine hit. And I'm like, Tix, go to bed.
Yeah. It gets to the point on TikTok where you're watching like a clip from a TV series. I mean, you're like, well, I want to know what part 2 is. And then you click on it and you've watched an entire series just on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's Prison Break or something for me.
So you create a fair chunk of influencer content for a range of brands. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you like to work with the bigger brands? Yeah.
So sometimes they'll reach out to me. Sometimes we'll just have like a mutual friend. I think the best way to, like with working with people is just have a discovery call first, to figure out whether like you're a good fit for them, they're a good fit for you. Yeah. It's hard to describe really, but yeah, I've worked with some cool people. One of my favourites is Joel Dommett. He's absolutely hilarious. I filmed one of his stand-up shows for him and then did some bits for his podcast with his wife, Hannah Cooper. They're expecting now, so congrats to them.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it's just figuring out what they want to achieve. So one of my other clients, which is Modball Rally, they do like car rallies from like London to Ibiza or London to Monaco. Obviously, yeah, they are grueling. That was doing one of them, editing like a little 1 minute recap of the day was just grueling.
Wow.
But it got what they achieved, which was selling out next year's rally.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you got some really cool clients on that list, haven't you?
There's some really cool ones, yeah.
And as well as obviously helping promote other brands, you seem incredibly comfortable in front of the camera yourself. Is that something that comes naturally for you?
No.
Because I was going to say, I was like, actually what I wrote down is this as natural for you as it appears to be? Because you really do give that impression. Like, so what tools do you have for or suggestions for people who might struggle to show up on TikToks and Reels? And
just don't overthink it. It's not that deep. No one's going to, like, although they say everything's on the internet forever, these days it might be on the internet forever, but who's going to remember it? Like things are so consumable now and just swipe pastable. I don't think that's a phrase, but I think it should be. And if you're scared of making like an idiot of yourself, like some of my videos, my first videos are my worst videos.
There's some gold in there.
Yeah,
we're getting to that.
Yeah, there's some absolute cringe. There's some absolute cringe in there. But it's trust the process. And if you're nervous about getting on camera, just what I really wish I did was just record. Like every time I was away, like on holiday, just make a video, even if it's just for yourself, and you just upload it to YouTube unlisted. No one's going to see it, but you've made that for yourself, and it slowly builds up
Practice.
It's you just get used to being on camera, and I think, photographers definitely should. You're doing Instagram Reels, you're smashing Instagram Reels, you're both smashing Instagram Reels and TikToks, as everyone should be. But for lots of photographers and videographers don't get in front of camera.
Yeah.
So when you book them, you don't really know who you're seeing, other than the one headshot on LinkedIn or their website. Whereas if you get to know them personally and you see them on social media talking about what they do and why they love it and why you should book them, or their 3 favorite poses or something, then it makes it more personal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to you, isn't it? That is why people drop into your DMs
Yeah.
to book you, because they've already bought into you. People buy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's for Tigz as well. It's been a journey for you to put yourself in that position. And, you know, I remember us having conversations, you know, for a few years kind of saying like, actually, I never get shots of like behind the scenes. So I started like taking some photos for her when we did client work, and it kind of just grew from there, didn't it, of putting yourself out there?
Because I think we talked about this on my episode about the fact that for a while people would like, they'd turn up and go, oh, Tigz, you're a woman. We're like, yeah, why? And they'd be like, oh, just I've never seen your face before. I've been in the industry for ages. So that was my real turnaround of like, but yeah, actually showing up. I think it's so important for your creative to show you, I mean, in your case, you're showcasing your skills as well as your personality. So it's like it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a mission to stay consistent, but I think ultimately it's really important to be present on social media and also put yourself in front of the camera in whatever industry you're in.
And it doesn't have to be like, I mean, you're showing up every day, at least once a day. Consistency doesn't necessarily have to mean every day. It could be twice a week, once a week, as long as you're showing up every, you know, at the same quantity of time.
As long as you're turning up and putting in some sort of a shift, then that's still one step up the ladder, I think.
Exactly, yeah, because I mean, it's hard to launch into being visible 5 days a week. It's such the amount of content you have to do.
I batch shoot like once a week for a couple of hours and get them all edited, uploaded and scheduled, and they just go out automatically now. Yeah,
I mean, I would say my TikTok I try and do every day. My Instagram, because I've got 2 accounts, I do 1 post on each like every other day. How often would you say yours is?
I'd say I probably do 3 grid posts a week, but then for me it's stories that I've got more into, and that actually was the changing for me, where I actually saw, I'm really getting a lot more views that way.
Yeah.
But also because I'm just so anal about the way my grid looks. And I know it's like, it's a thing. And people say, you shouldn't care what it looks like. But now I've started it. I've gone down this road. And I do have a lot of comments about it. But I have gone down this road now. I can't, the rabbit hole is deep and I can't come back out of it now.
So what you're saying is we can't add you, what's it called, a brand partnership or something on our Instagram?
Collaborative.
Only unless it's the only other, actually, the other post.
I think I actually did it once and I managed to get it in time.
Yeah,
but
you were spot on. So I will accept it if it meets my grid guidelines.
Once every 3 days, it's a yes.
I mean, what for you is like the best piece of business advice that you've been given?
Build relationships, build connection, find something that you can connect with and work with that and scale up, I think. And just show up. Like lots of people come to me for photography advice. I don't know why, but they do, and they will message me saying, I've got my camera, I'm posting some photos, but I'm not getting any clients. I'm like, okay, let's have a look at your socials. You've posted once last month, or you've not posted at all this month. Just like post your work.
Yeah.
I
was going to say, actually, it goes on beautifully to my next question about like, what is it that like creatives out there like do struggle with? Like, what would be your tips? Like you just said,
just post your work.
Yeah.
Like if you don't post, you don't get work. I feel like I'll post like my Instagram reels, and I've had, one of my favorite clients, which is Chicken George. They slid into my DMs and said, your reels, we want them for our page, and then we will create some stuff just because they've seen what I've posted on TikTok or they've seen what I've posted on Instagram. It will resonate with someone.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely fantastic client to have, Chicken George. It is our favourite in Hitchin. I mean, I'm still yet to get any goodies from you, having set up this client.
I'll try.
Next time we're doing reels, I want a bag of Chicken George.
Chris, sort me out. Nicest guy. Every time I've done a shoot with them, he's like, do you want some food? And I was like, oh, yeah, go for it. And then he goes, have you got a girlfriend, boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, I got a wife. And he went, cool, what's she want? And I'm like, oh, mate, too kind.
Brilliant. Well, my husband Chris will also love that. So
yeah, honestly,
we'll have to team Chris and Chris up.
God, I love that.
Definitely.
So, Connor.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
You know our favourite part is
I
the
do.
internet search history
Yeah.
question. So it took us ages to find dirt
He's
on
such
you.
a good
I don't know
boy.
how. I post anything I think of on social media.
But
If
I
I've
don't
got-
understand half of it. I'll tell you
true.
that now.
We'll get
Like,
you on Urban
honestly, I'm
Dictionary.
so old that literally
We'll get you on
you
Urban
post something on
Dictionary.
Facebook and I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, it'll just be like a one-worder and a video. And I'm like, nope, still don't get it.
I thought it would be easy to dig up dirt on me because I just literally, any thought that comes to my head, I'm just going to I'm going to post that. I'm going to tweet that. Yeah.
I mean, there's some amazing stuff on there, but
It's the memes.
We went past the memes. We went into the deep.
Nice.
So I scrolled all the way through your YouTube video history.
My YouTube history.
And around the end of 2019, you made a YouTube video about One Direction splitting up, where you admitted that One Direction were your guilty pleasure.
They are. They still are to this day. That's a hill I will die on. Yeah.
I love that phrase.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to ask you which song is your favourite, but actually what I want to ask you is who is your favourite band member and why?
I don't like Zayn. I think he's very talented. Honestly, I'm in the Reddits and everything. Like, I was a Tumblr kid. Not Liam Gallagher. Liam Payne is a bit of a strange one. I like Niall's solo albums. I went to see a Louis Tomlinson once, and it was honestly the worst gig I ever went to.
Oh, wow.
It honestly, he stopped the show like every 3 songs, went off stage for 10 minutes, and then the show was cut short because people kept passing out. It wasn't even hot in there.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's so strange.
That was recent, wasn't it, that one?
That was last year, yeah. One of my YouTube subscribers bought me those tickets. So I was just like,
Well,
I forgot.
clearly that video is working for you.
Yeah, it's done bits, yeah. But I'd say probably Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Because he's got that sort of old soul kind of rock style, which I like.
I
Yeah.
don't know much about One Direction, but Harry does seem to have a
Yeah.
proper vibe going.
Yeah.
And do you have a poster of him in your bedroom?
No. I've got all his albums actually. I've got all his albums back when I used to buy CDs and stuff. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, I'll get it with pleasure, and like I said, it's a hill I die on.
Amazing.
It's like ABBA. Like, I like a bit of ABBA.
Well, part 2 of this question
Nice.
is that I also saw a link to the bottom of the episode notes that says, buy my new single here. And we want to know when you were going to plan to tell us that you released an album and several singles.
Oh yeah,
EPs.
yeah, I forgot about that.
This
Yeah.
was news to me.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Also
Yeah.
available on all good music platforms.
Oh, I don't know if they are still now, but I'll have
It's
to double
definitely
check
on
that.
Apple Music because I gave you a few hits last night on it.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's good.
You got red on you.
Have I actually?
Ears bleeding.
Oh, my ears bleeding. No, it's actually good. It's actually good music.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. It was
Yeah, no,
great.
I used to put out a bit of music. Everyone complains, oh, why don't you gig anymore? Why don't you gig anymore? This is why. It's too busy. Too busy. But yeah, I did my second album got to number 4 in the iTunes charts for about a week. So I was ahead of Ed Sheeran for a week, which was good fun.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a
That
good
is a
little
claim to
screenshot.
fame.
Yeah.
Why is this not on your website as a claim to fame? We have to have words about this.
Oh,
tomorrow.
it split my audience, isn't it? Yeah.
Or divide them enough that they all flock to your site.
Yeah, true. We both got to update our websites, haven't we?
I know, accountability buddies. Yeah.
Well, as we're kind of getting to know Connor a little bit more, I also did a bit of a cheeky this week.
Nice.
And I contacted your wife.
Oh, lovely. Happy days.
So I messaged Vicky.
Nice.
And I basically was trying to get dirt.
Yeah?
Because you are like too much of a good boy.
Squeaky.
Too squeaky.
You should see my tweets. I'm
But
joking, they're not bad.
even your wife was like, okay, I really struggled to
Yeah.
actually come up with anything, but she has come up with a couple.
Nice.
So I want you to elaborate a little bit on each of these stories for us.
Fire away.
So no major dirt, but what she did say was, she actually, do you know what she did? She sent us your engagement video.
That was a great video. Yeah, videos like
it's
that.
It was
the
I wasn't
thing.
even planning to put that on YouTube, like public. But then I was filming the whole of our trip to New York, and I'd edited it, speed ran the edit, and Vic was like, "Have you done it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she went, "Put it up. I want to tell everyone." I was like, so I was rushing to a nearby Starbucks to upload that video in New York. on dog water Wi-Fi, and yeah, everyone loved that video.
I mean, the bit that I love, I think, is the voiceover. I feel like this is another string you should add to your bow.
That's a little tip and trick. Voiceover can save a video. Literally.
It's the sultry sounds of Connor. I think that's the thing. It's actually...
No, it was brilliant.
Very cute. But she also did tell me as well a story about you brushing out your brother's curly hair with a brush in a public toilet.
Oh yeah, that was a great day. Yeah, we were both kids. So my brother, like me, has curly hair. He used to have like really, really long curly hair, like almost afro-ish. And yeah, we once went to a pub with our family, and there was a hairbrush in the men's toilet for some reason. And I just decided, like, we should comb his hair.
You don't know who's used that brush.
We don't. We were 6 or 9 at the time, and I just brushed out his curls.
Oh my goodness.
And he came back with the biggest like fluff of hair ever. It was a great day. Shout out Luke, who's currently in Colombia or Cambodia at the moment. Yeah, he's on like a little gap year at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we talked previously in an episode with one of our lovely clients about golf, but you failed to mention your expertise on a golf course, or when you actually managed to cause a major scene on a golf course.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you forgot to say that.
Actually, yeah, I forgot about that.
What happened?
Yeah, so my granddad used to take me to golf. I really wasn't interested. I was definitely doing it for him. Love you, granddad. And yeah, we were at the driving range, and I swung, got distracted, autism, and swung and let go of the driver and accidentally clipped some guy on the shoulder. He was absolutely fine, but yeah, that was a great day as well.
We heard some people went screaming for their life.
Yeah, it was honestly like the MI6 turned up and they thought it was a whole deal. Like, yeah, I shouldn't be trusted with a golf club. Putt shack, I'm fine. Like crazy golf.
You and I can do crazy golf.
We'll do crazy golf.
Kat can go off.
They can do the full 9 yards.
Yeah.
Hire a golf cart thing, which arguably is very good
I wouldn't
fun.
mind driving a buggy around.
Yeah. We can be the gophers.
Yeah.
Go for this, go for that.
Yeah. Great.
What are they actually? Caddies. Caddies, that's it. Caddies.
You're just thinking of Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. No, Happy
That's my
Gilmore.
husband's favourite movie.
I'm thinking Happy Gilmore.
There's a mole or something in it, I think.
Yeah.
Caddyshack. Yeah, there you go. That's
No, my golf
seen
movie's
it.
Happy Gilmore, doing the run-ups to it. Love it.
So Connor, what's your why?
I think I touched on it earlier, but just my why is just to create things, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video, an Instagram reel. I just love creating things. If I'm not making something, I'll be going out of my mind. I'll be bored. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Yeah, like last night there was a great sunset. I didn't really have a shoot that day, so I just went out and did some self-portraits and flew my drone, and then just made a reel, posted it the next day, and just love to create things. Nice. Yeah, that's my why.
It looked great. I saw that one this morning.
Thank you.
And what does the future look like for you? Like, what are you working on right now?
What am I working on right now? Definitely need to record more episodes of my podcast. Definitely need to do that. I want to get to a regular upload schedule on YouTube. At the moment, I'm doing one video every week or so, along with a short pretty much every other day. Sometimes every day. It just depends on my schedule. But in the future, I definitely want to put out a course for because I've done like a masterclass on like iPhone photography, because not every business, especially with like upcoming, we're sort of in recession now anyway, but not every business can afford a photographer every month or afford to book shoots with photographers. So I've put together a course. I just need to get around to like filming it and putting it fully together, about like how to make the most of your iPhone or Android to take good quality photos, because I've delivered it in person before, and I've got a little section where one photo is taken on a £6,000 camera, the other's taken on like an iPhone, and people couldn't tell the difference, which was quite interesting, even on like a big projector.
so true now.
Yeah, so I definitely want to put that out at some point, and then also see what more AI has to offer.
Yeah.
Which is exciting, because this is the worst AI will ever be.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. The rate it's improving as well. It's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
If someone put 50 grand in your bank account tomorrow,
Leica.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Leica, yeah. Tigz
Which
and I know that M3,
All right,
the new one that's come out. Yeah. It's actually it's like 8K video and stuff. Yeah. No, I think I'd put it into somewhat of the deposit to like a studio. I'd love to have like a creative space. I've got my own office. It's fine. It's like a dentist's office though. It's just, you know, ceiling panels and stuff. It's nothing like wonderful Co-Space. We love Co-Space.
Shout out Co-Space.
Shout out Co-Space. But yeah, just like a big sort of space where I can have like an editing desk somewhere. I can have like a colorama for photos, a podcast set up, my YouTube backdrop or something. And, you know, it can be a space for other photographers, podcasters and creatives to come, whether they want to like rent gear or just edit somewhere that's not a coffee shop or their sofa.
You're basically just after an Andy Warhol like loft space, aren't you?
Sort of, yeah.
I mean, this is exactly what I asked for as well. So maybe we'll pull your 50 grand and my 50 grand and make something absolutely epic.
And mine as well.
And yours.
Yeah.
Put it together.
Yeah.
Because there's like, we're in Hertfordshire, there's no sort of creative spaces really around here. There's no like proper good studios. There's no places where you can easily pick up and rent gear and film a video, you know, all in the same day and edit at the same place. Whereas like London and other places, other countries, New York is thriving for these kind of places. But there's nothing really for creatives here in like the Hertfordshire area. And I get Hertfordshire is quite niche and it's definitely a problem that I want to solve for me, but I think a lot of people will also have that problem solved as well.
Yeah.
Because they used to have quite a bit at like Pinewood and Elstree, like some of the big, like especially lighting brands and stuff were based in the studio. So there was an opportunity at one point you could go and rent bits, but not so much now.
It's so sealed off now to avoid people leaking set photos and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, they're saying that Sigma are right on my doorstep. So
True.
It's at least I've got Sigma.
Yeah. Love Sigma. Sigma. But yeah, I'd love to have like a nice big studio where it's just like my creative space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be good fun.
And the section on our show that we do our 3 lightning round questions.
Fire away.
What's your best business accomplishment?
Going full time the day before the first national lockdown. Yeah, that was a scary jump, but we made it work. We kept the lights on. That's probably my best accomplishment because like with Joe's episode, which was a fantastic episode about self-doubt and imposter syndrome, I don't know if other creators listening, Tigz, I don't know if you relate as well, being a creative, we're so self-critical, like imposter syndrome, it's just like embedded into you. So never would have thought being able to do this full time because I don't really think of this as a job because it's always so much fun most of the time. Shout out to my lovely clients. You guys,
99% of
99% of my clients. They know who they're not. I still never think of it as a job just because it's not like I'm clocking in 9 till 5 and I'm just like, oh, I've got work today, oh, I've got to shoot today, I've got to edit this. I still sometimes think of it as a hobby. So, yeah.
And what would you say is your best productivity hack?
Podcasts and lo-fi beats. Yeah, a good podcast to keep me engaged when it comes to editing a whole bunch of photos and lo-fi beats. Yeah. Spotify playlists are the one.
I have Studio Ghibli Jazz as one of mine. That's my go-to for when I need to edit. Like it gets me in the zone.
Yeah, jazzy lo-fi beats are my one.
We have full on geeked out.
And what is the one thing that the internet doesn't know about you yet?
I don't know because I don't know how you guys didn't dig up dirt on me because I post literally every thought that comes to my brain. Like, yeah, I don't really know because I'm so open on the internet, whether it's like making a fool of myself lip syncing to a funny sound or, you know, doing like a vlog or something. Yeah, I don't really know what the internet doesn't know about me.
You're an open book.
I'm an open book, yeah.
What do you have any stories about like getting detention in school for something really silly that you did?
Oh yeah, because this one was actually stupid. It was sort of me being an idiot, but then also me seeing things as black and white. I was not engaged in a maths class at all. I got sent to my form, like my head of year, and I was waiting outside the office and she said come in, she said take a seat, and I literally took a seat and left. I picked up a seat and because I just wasn't in the mood that day, and I literally just,
That isn't the most autistic thing.
yeah, it's the most autistic thing. Yeah.
I just love the cheekiness of it. Like,
Yeah.
but you would get away with it because you've got one of those faces.
Yeah.
You'd just, yeah.
It's like when they say this is a proper geek out thing. Like someone said to me, what are your 3 best qualities? And I said 4K, 1080p, and something else. Yeah, 8K. Yeah, it's just I see things so much as black and white. So yeah, that's probably the funniest thing I've done in school. Yeah.
I love that.
But I didn't like school. I don't really, not a big fan of the education system, which is why I think learning things on YouTube or, learning things from a creator who's selling a course is so much, it's the best way to go.
Yeah. Oh, I've had so much fun.
It's been a blast.
Yeah. I actually do have a message for you as well from
Nice.
Vicky, because I wanted to say if you've got a message for the hubby, you two are too cute. I mean,
you're
seriously.
adorable.
Oh, I'm
But
punching. I am punching.
She did actually want to say how incredibly proud of you she is that you've set up your business and you're just smashing it. So
It's getting there. There.
Well done.
She's
you.
smashing it as well. Like she's an independent travel counsellor, so she books all my trips as well.
Yeah.
So me and my friend Ben, we did a bucket list trip to Iceland in October, saw Northern Lights and waterfalls and all that sort of stuff, and Vic sorted that out. Like,
Wow.
And if anyone wants to Google and find out who Wifey is, they can find her at Vacation with Vicky on Instagram.
That's true. You can give her a follow.
Yeah, go say hello and thank you for dishing the dirt on Connor.
Yeah. She's not
Thanks,
put me in
Vicky.
the doghouse tonight, which is good. I've given her a plug. So yeah, go give her a follow, otherwise I'll cause a scene.
Love it.
Happy days.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. I've enjoyed geeking out with you.
It's been a good geek out.
Yeah, learning more about you.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well, because obviously, as I say, he is behind the camera, but he is absolutely fantastic, and we can't thank you enough, because this podcast would not be what it is if it wasn't for you.
Thank you very much.
So.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for another week.
Yeah. The trio's over and out.
Very,
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back with another episode very soon.
See you soon.